Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Vagran Gaming, and this is going to be a Huttball match in Quesh, but it's going to have a little bit of a slow start. So I figured this would just give me a chance to talk for a little bit, and about 30 seconds in or so is when the action picks up. Now this match was partially done because I specifically wanted to experiment with Transpose, which is a skill that I honestly keep forgetting I have. Like, I got so used to relying on some of the base mechanics of the class when I was first learning how to tank on a Vanguard that I was mostly focused on guard swapping and just using my regular abilities. As a result, I didn't really make that good a use of my toolkit until later on. And partially because of a UI mistake I made when I was setting things up in the beginning. I think if you look at my second bar there, Storm is in two different spots. I think that's partially what threw me off in the beginning, but I mean, I still have room for Transpose, as you can see. But anyway, the point being was, there was a delay in taking advantage of the toolkit, and as a result, when you get used to playing a certain way, you tend to stick with that for a long time. That's why when you're first learning, you're better off doing it right the first time. So that was the first attempt at transposing, but what went wrong is, I transposed Smurfette as she was passing. I thought I had it going off first, but it didn't quite work out. So I was kind of like getting a rise out of my guildmates at the time because I was like, "Oh, Smurfette messed it up. It's her fault." Blah blah blah. It was pretty funny because I don't normally really rant at people, but Smurfette isn't in my guild or anything like that. But I was mostly doing it to get a rise out of my guildmates. They're like, "Nah, it's not her fault. Transpose takes people by surprise," which is totally true. I think I've been transposed once or twice, and I was like, "What's happening?" There I made a... It could have quite possibly been the wrong call. It looked like that assassinator was in line for a pass, so I pulled them. But unfortunately, the ball carrier had an open shot, and they went in. Sometimes I pull the ball carrier and they just toss it up to their open person, so it's like a 50-50 sometimes on what's the best way to go. It just happened to be the wrong call. Now, Vorp is a great ball runner, and overall, a really good player. So, I'm pretty sure that we were in voice together, and he told me just to go ahead and run ahead, which unfortunately got me bumped down. So again, he's good at what he does, so he's fine. So, his round 2 at trying to get up to the top of the ramp here. It's at the top. Now let's see about crossing this acid. Okay, step 2. Now we're gonna wait. I think I was tempted to transpose again, but I'm pretty sure he told me not to. Now, like, as you can see, he's just getting stun locked, and then I finally say, "Alright, that's it," and I transpose, and at the time I was in voice with my guildmates, and I was like, "Surprise, Suckas!" when I landed in there and started throwing AoEs everywhere, and that was a lot of fun. I like to scream nonsense on occasion. So, one of our guys was able to run down and grab the ball. I finished that guy off with a bit of help, and now I'm just trying to weed things down a little bit, which is, now that I look back on it, I was probably better off just ignoring this guy, but odds are he would have just followed me everywhere I went. He used his Undying Rage, so I threw a stun at him, waited a few seconds and started hitting him again. Then I noticed the health pot was up, and I would have been totally fine with just fighting it out, but I figured he was going to run and get it, so I figured I'd get it first. And that was, on the plus side, one less guy going after the ball carrier. So, Vorp scores again. And now I'm going to try to stun this assassin and see if I can get to the ball first. Unfortunately, he roots me. Hold the line was on cooldown. So, Smurfette's got the ball again. And again, just goofing around, I was belly aching like, "Oh no, Smurfette has it. She's going to ruin everything." But Smurfette's totally fine. She's a good player. Or he, I'm not really sure. But they know what they're doing. I was in a couple of matches with them when I was trying to heal, and they were tanking, and it was great. I was super happy that they were there. So last time I transposed Smurfette, backfired. This time, looks like it worked. I popped down in the middle of them, and now they're all scrambling to catch up to the ball carrier. And I'm just trying to kind of hold them up, but then I got distracted. I forget what I was looking at something. Doesn't matter. Warp got the ball. So when I was slacking off, he got the job done. So Warp's pretty slippery, so I just throw a couple of taunts, and now I'm going to try to grapple up, because he's really good at kiting multiple people. Not everybody is capable of handling that, but I've seen him run some pretty impressive plays, like even in like open world PvP. And here is where I noticed that I ran the wrong way. So I dropped down to the ball pit because I'm like, yeah, he's going to score in a second anyway. I break the stun, throw out one of my own, almost got the ball, but then I got hit with a knockback. So trying to get rid of this one assassin whose health is super low, just so that there's one less person on the way. I think better of it swap back to the ball carrier, especially since they started to cluster up and I was able to hit a couple of AoEs. And one thing I forgot to mention in the beginning, the point of this video is like showing some potential uses for Transpose, especially in Huttball. The other thing was I'm obviously doing a bit of an experiment with what I used to do sometimes when I was using Windows Movie Maker. I just mute the audio, throw a music track on it, and just let it go like that. And I've never actually done that with the video editor I'm using now. So this is partially an experiment just to see if it'll work. And then, as an aside, Transpose. So Smurfette's down there. She's not really making much of a move to get up top. She might go for a pass, but I'm going to try to transpose her. Boom. And I hit an AoE. I love that, just transposing in the middle of them and hitting my Ion Storm. So, she's up top any second now. There we go. Nice and easy. So, this is a bit of an experiment, but I figured I'd throw it up because of the transposing shenanigans. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to share it, rate, comment, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys again soon.